Shocking truth about growing wealth inequality. The growing wealth inequality in the world and in America starts with a frightening statistic. Wealth refers to the cumulative sum of financial and real assets of households, excluding debt. According to Credit Suisse's Global Wealth Report 2018, the richest 1% of the world's population owns 45% of global wealth. Before continuing, dear viewers, if you appreciate the content of this video and are satisfied with it, we invite you to consider the option of subscribing to our channel or supporting us with a donation. Your support is essential for the growth and constant improvement of our channel, and it will allow us to continue producing high-quality content for you. You can do it here below, through the appropriate buttons, subscribe, and thanks. The estimated wealth of this 1% exceeds $1 million. Adults with a cumulative wealth of less than $10,000 own only 2% of global wealth. These people represent 64% of the world's population. Yes, 64% of the total. Individuals with assets of $30 million or more are defined as ultra-high net worth individuals. Together, these individuals own 11.3% of global wealth. However, in terms of population, they represent only 0.003% and are very numerous. Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Amancio Ortega, Mark Zuckerberg, Bernard Arnault, Carlos Slim, Larry Ellison, and Larry Page are the 9 richest people in the world. According to Forbes data from January 2018, their combined wealth is $687.6 billion. This figure equals the total wealth of the 4 billion poorest people in the world. So, if you put the wealth of these 9 people on one side of a scale, or a seesaw, you would need the 4 billion poorest people in the world to be on the other side to balance the scale. These figures represent the staggering disparities in wealth between the rich and poor in the world. But even more worrying is the fact that these figures continue to grow every year. The UK House of Commons estimates that by 2030, the richest 1% of the world will hold 2/3 of global wealth. Are there ways to prevent this? These data are truly concerning and will ultimately lead to a poorer world. What are the causes of this inequality? What measures can be taken to address the problem? Closer to home, America hosts a significant portion of the world's richest people, so it's not surprising that wealth inequality is concerning. In 1982, the richest people on Forbes's list of the 400 wealthiest Americans had assets of just $2 billion. In 2018, to enter the Forbes 400 list, you need to have assets of at least $2.1 billion. The richest man in the world, the richest man in America, with assets of over $100 billion, say hello to Amazon co-founder Jeff Bezos. Let's now turn to families. In the first quarter of 2017, the total net worth of American households, along with non-profit organizations, was $94.7 trillion. Dividing by the total number of households, assuming each family's share is equal, it would be about $760,000. However, 50% of the total households in this quarter are worth only $11,000. Similarly, the richest 1% of the country's population owns 40% of the total wealth. In contrast, 7% of the country's wealth is held by nearly 80% of the population. These figures clearly show the trend. The rich are extremely rich, and the poor are extremely poor. If there were more rich people, this growing inequality wouldn't be so concerning. Instead, they will discover that most people own less than 10% of global wealth. The reasons for this phenomenon are many, but the main cause of wealth inequality is income inequality. People have various sources of income, including salaries and wages, benefits such as tax credits and state pensions, profits derived from the difference between purchase and sale prices of goods, dividends, rental income, and interest on capital. Income inequality stems from the market price of a particular skill. This price is usually determined by comparing the demand for the required competence and the number of people willing to provide it. For example, if the market needs 2 bank tellers but only 1 person is available for the job, this person will earn a very high income because their skills are in high demand. On the other hand, if 20 people are eligible for the job, the position will still be filled, and the market price will drop. This is a period where the market price for most jobs is low, but for some specialized jobs, there are few suitable candidates. The difference in market price between the two is therefore the first way wealth inequality begins. Education is also a major cause of growing wealth inequality in today's world, especially in America. Education is usually proportional to the skills a person can acquire. As mentioned earlier, the more marketable a skill is, the higher its market price. At the same time, even if education is provided free to everyone, the quality of education is sometimes influenced by the environment or region where the school is located. Schools located in socio-economically advantaged areas tend to produce students who are more likely to develop marketable skills. These schools are also more likely to foster the intelligence, personal drive, and self-discipline needed to build wealth. As a result, income inequality leads to wealth inequality. The opposite is true for poorer neighborhoods. As we have seen in recent years, the growth of technology is a major driver of the increasing gap between rich and poor. First, machines and other technologies have taken jobs away from many people. Telephone operators who worked for phone companies 30 years ago have probably lost their jobs due to computers. It wouldn't be surprising if domestic workers lose their jobs to artificial intelligence in the next 40 years. Similarly, technological advances are creating high-tech billionaires, as can be seen from the top 10 richest people. Jeff Bezos, the richest man in the world, built his fortune on Amazon. He is closely followed by Bill Gates, who made his fortune with Microsoft, another technological invention. These rich men keep getting richer because they offer services that are not available elsewhere. As they get richer and manual workers lose their jobs due to technology, the gap between rich and poor increases. Another factor that increases the gap between rich and poor is the tax system. Even the tax systems of most countries in the world are unfair to the poor and easily manipulated by the rich. In the UK, the tax code contains more than 10 million words. Are these words used to help the poor by allowing them to earn more, or to help the rich and their companies evade taxes? The issue is certainly debatable. There is a huge gap between the rich and the poor. Some reasons are out of our control, others are not. The best way to address this inequality is to invest in people. This means ensuring all citizens receive equal quality education and offering vocational training that goes beyond what is taught in the classroom. Warren Buffett didn't become the third richest man in the world simply by applying what he learned in class. He went beyond to gain the knowledge needed to invest and become the rich man he is today. With equal education for all, it's possible to establish a standardized minimum value and from there address the wealth inequalities that plague the world. We would like to know about your experience regarding the topic covered today. Share it with us in the comments, and if you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask them. We will gladly respond. Your like would be a source of satisfaction for us, and of course, do not forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the upcoming publications.